Hey everybody, it's Jochen Hayden, and I'm back with the Desert Wolf versus Wirraway Ace War in the Pacific campaign. This is scenario 1 with stacking limits, and we are now into the 12th of November, 1942. Let's see what happens. Okay, here we go. November 12th, 1942, Wirraway versus Desert Wolf. Now, as you may recall from our last episode here, we had some crazy air combat over Burma, so I would expect this turn's going to be a little more quiet than the last one because I mean usually you have to recover from something like that, so don't be too shocked if this one's kind of quiet, but you never know. Oh, okay, we got the Dutch sub O20, but it got picked up by looks like some Japanese kamikaze or minakaze class destroyers. And they just appear to be on some sort of ASW patrol here in the Makassar Strait. Nothing really comes of this. Whoa! Did you guys see that out there near Nauru? That was kind of weird. Look at this. There's a lot of ships out there in Nauru. I don't know, maybe we saw something we weren't supposed to see, but I saw a lot of ships near Nauru. Okay, we got some AM daylight here now. Look at, okay, there's something out here. Look at this. It's reacting near Nauru. Look at, look, oh, 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 oh. Oh, this isn't good for that poor Japanese ship. These are two, what are these, Bensons? These look like Benson class or something, or Livermores. I'm not sure. Livermore Bensons. Crosses the T of a single Japanese patrol ship, huh? Aren't you guys some heroes? This is a minesweeper. Or a small mine layer. I'm not quite sure what a CMC is. It's not something the Allies typically use. So right off the bat, this thing is taking 5-inch shell hits. It's... Oh, dang, check that out. This guy got a hit on them, and... Okay, well... I think the Kuroshima's about dead, but he got a shell hit into one of these guys, too. Oh, these guys are done. That thing is, like, just about ready to sink. Why would you even waste torpedoes on this target? You know, I think that's funny. Like, come on, guys. Let's look at some priorities here. It's already on fire. You're hitting it repeatedly with your 5-inch gun, so why waste torpedoes on this target? I don't know. Oh, that's the end of that. Alright, so these two guys, the Casson and the Smith, I guess DesertWolf has some sort of patrol near Nauru, catches up with this guy, which I guess is a mine layer? Oh, dead now. Whatever it is. Ooh. Oh, ooh, this could be bad. Oh, man. Okay, so this is not as fair of a fight as before. So these two American destroyers that destroyed that mine layer is now encountering 4 Japanese fleet boats here. And these guys, at least in this game, are every bit as good, or mostly as good as their American counterparts, at least early in the war. Right, they've got more guns and better torpedoes, so... And right off the bat, we see that These guys appear to be getting the better of our American destroyers here. Sashio. You know, when I used to play World of Warships, I remember I used to have the Sashio. Okay, so the Cassin takes another hit here. Does not appear to be doing too well, but the range is opening up, which makes it's going to make it harder for these Japanese ships to hit. They don't have any sort of radar aboard that I'm aware of, at least for fire control. It's all optical range fighting for these guys. Oh. Man, so it's just like a single shell hit does a lot of damage to these guys. 19,000 yards. I'm pretty sure these Americans are going to get away here. A lot of ammo is being wasted. 23,000 yards? That's basically it. Yeah, it's done. You're not going to get a 5-inch gun to hit that far out. So, that's an interesting outcome here. These guys got as close to 7,000 yards, and despite being outnumbered 4-2, the Americans more or less get out of here. I don't think the Cassin's going to sink from this. I don't think. And I'm pretty sure that won't either. So let's see what happens now. Uh-oh. Oh, no. This is a different task force here. And this appears to be a Japanese patrol boat. So, okay, so what we're deriving from this is that the Allies have at least 2 separate small destroyer task forces going out there to Nauru, catching ships coming in. Oh, okay, this is an AKL. I'll tell you right now, it's a dead ship, whatever it is. It looks like a patrol boat, doesn't it? So we got the okay, so these are Mahan-class destroyers. So maybe that's what those other ones are too. Mahans. Or Mahans, whatever you want to call it. I call it Mahan, but I've also heard Mahan. Alright, I don't think we need to sit here and watch this. I'm pretty sure this AKL is going to go down lickety-split like. You ready? Ready? Yeah. 22 shell hits. Man, what a tank. More. Okay, I'll take it. Oh, okay. So these guys are still in it then. These guys are both damaged. This guy's damaged more. Let's see what happens here. I hate to say I'm rooting for the Japanese right now, but I kind of want to see them do well. I like this to be competitive. Come on, guys. Tighten it up. There we go. Man, come on. Oh, dang it. Oh, man. Oh, looks like Oshio just lost one of its Type 93 torpedo launchers here. I gotta say, I'm not too impressed with our Japanese destroyers right now. And as soon as I say that, they just take out a 5-inch gun on the Cassin. Come on, guys, let's get some hits in here. All right. Well, I'm I'm starting to wonder if the Cassin's gonna make it out of here now. It's taken probably about another 3 to 4 hits this combat alone. All right, range increasing, so very unlikely there's going to be a lot more hits here. So let's go ahead and end this. See if we see anything else crazy here. Oh. So, of course, I end too soon. The Smith takes a shell hit, is now on fire. Oshio loses a torpedo mount. This guy's still on fire, but no additional hits. So, okay, let's continue. I think that's pretty much the end of the combat near Nauru, but definitely that was entertaining. Looks like we got a lot of Japanese subs making their way into the action here. Look at that. Okay. So, it doesn't appear that DesertWolf is quite done with these Japanese aircraft at Taung Gyi. Not quite sure how these are going to go today. So one thing to remember here is that even though the Japanese got the better of this engagement at Taung Gyi yesterday, I don't want to take credit for knowing this because I don't. But DesertWolf mentioned to me on Discord that even though Wirraway did pretty good here at Taung Gyi, it's a non-rail base, meaning any damaged aircraft he has here, he can't ship out via rail like you can at other bases because my Tila here is blocked by the Allies. So any damaged aircraft at Taung Gyi have to stay on the ground. And they're stuck there until he can repair them. So I think DesertWolf understands that's going on here, and he's not going to let up, and he's going to keep hitting it with the hopes of catching more Japanese aircraft damaged on the ground from yesterday's combat. However, I have not seen this turn, so let's keep watching this, and we'll see what transpires here. So indicating one Hurricane destroyed. You can't trust these numbers too much. Let's continue. Okay. The P-40Ks are going to come in here now. And they're coming in force, so these guys have a decent chance of doing some damage. I haven't really looked at the stats of the P-40K. Nothing that I do recall seeing just at a surface glance made me think they were substantially better than the E models, but maybe they are. Let's fast forward and see how they do. Look for a bunch of animations of explosions and see how this goes. Let's say more P-40Ks were destroyed than Oscars. It looked kind of even to me, but it did go by fast. Let's keep going. More P-40s, man. He's not letting up. Alright, so what we're seeing now is kind of what I think DesertWolf was hoping would happen yesterday, where the fighters go in pretty much, you know, non-stop at the beginning of the combat of the day, and then the bombers come after they've been depleted. These guys definitely did a little better. Let's keep going. Oh, P-400s, okay. Get some Airacobras in there now. And every subsequent sweep that comes in is wearing down this cap, and this cap's already depleted from yesterday's combat. So we'll have to see how this goes. I don't know. If this is a very sustained air battle, I don't know if the Japanese cap is going to be able to hold up to this. Let's go. Let's see how these P-400s do, which is basically like a P-39 that's got a 20mm cannon in the nose as opposed to the 37 mil. Let's see if it does any better. Huh? Seem to do okay. I don't know. They seem to do okay there. More P-400s. Yeah, this poor Japanese cap is basically like out of steam here. Let's just get to the point here. It's definitely hurting. Oh, okay, these P-400s seem to be doing pretty good against the Japanese. I'm curious what altitude these guys are coming in at. Mid-20s, mid-20s. All right. Oh my gosh, it just never stops. We're basically the point now where the Allied sweeps are matching or outnumbering the Japanese cap. It's just getting worn down. Saying no Allied losses here, but you know, this cap is basically spent now. More. Golly, it's just never ending. The Allies just have endless streams of aircraft to throw at this. Alright, let's see. Hard to tell what happened there, but we'll find out at the end when we look at the intel report. But what we are seeing here is that the Japanese cap is basically whittled down to absolutely nothing. And if any bombers come in, they will get through this without a lot of trouble and probably bomb a lot of broken aircraft on the ground. Jeez, more. Oh man, the Japanese cap is so finished. All right, let's go. Oh yeah, they got through that time. They totally got through. Those pilots are tired. Those aircraft are tired. That cap swept them out. There's nothing left. So hopefully Wirraway doesn't have to deal with a major bombing raid on Taung Gyi, because he's gonna get the DW special. Okay, well, this is something we haven't seen in a while. A Japanese bombing raid. They haven't made much of an appearance for quite a while here. So these guys are coming in from Chiang Mai and hitting Mike Tila. And okay, I'm not expecting very heavy losses here. Wow. It doesn't hardly seem worth it, right, to trade all these aircraft for this small amount of losses. Look at this flak damage. Good gracious. Yeah, that hardly seems worth it, doesn't it? And you can bet there's probably more than that. Sally's gonna get sliced and diced by that AAA. Yep, look at that. At least 3 of these guys were destroyed by flak. For very little gain. Oh, here come the pea shooters. Still bombing this hex, man. He won't let it up. Check that out, guys. 100 of these crappy little bombers, and they inflict no casualties on the Allies. 100 bombers with clear sky, dropping peas and carrots and stuff. Stop using these Sonyas for this. They're useless. They're not even disrupting the Allies with these. They're no good. Oh man, Sweep's coming in a bit late here. He's lucky that DesertWolf didn't have any cap here, because those bombers he sent in before these guys got there would have been dead. Alright, expect some heavy flak losses here again. Yep, at least 3 aircraft destroyed by flak alone. That's crazy. Now look at that. The The Japanese cap is completely swept and destroyed for the turn. Everything's damaged now. So these sweeps are going to come in here, these little fragments, and basically run into no opposition. And these are the fragments from the other flights. They're just all going to be coming in, and they're going to hit no opposition. Let's get through these as quickly as possible. I never really understand why the game breaks up these sweeps like this. To me, this is a bug. Right? It sends 22 aircraft and then 3. Like, why split it up like this? What is the point of this 3 ship that it always sends out? I don't really get that. The Japanese recon in Australia that far. Okay, well that AM phase was definitely interesting with the continued air battles over Taung Gyi. Wirraway, keep your fingers crossed that the bombers aren't coming in there because you're in trouble. Okay, a PBY got a bomb hit, potentially on a patrol boat in the Marshalls. Okay, Betty's coming in to Lancho. That's interesting that he's using Betty's. These are Navy bombers, but I guess the thing says they can't be used here. Not too great, but also severe storms. More Bettys. And these guys are coming in from pretty far away. I'm guessing. Geez, what's down there? He's using these guys at long range, I think, because he's afraid to operate out of Sion after the shellacking he took from the B-24s. Okay, now he's using something a little more substantial to hit these guys in this hex. And this is what he really needs to do if he ever wants to break through here. Those Sonias aren't going to get it done for him. And as soon as I spoke, these Lilies don't either. Jeez. You know, when you look at it, their bomb load isn't much better than the Sonias. These are barely larger bombs. Oh, they hit something. Okay, well, that's basically it for the air phase today. Very busy there at the Taung Gyi area again. Okay, and we're up north in China, a Japanese bombardment. Okay, chipping away at this. This is Wirraway probing for weaknesses down here. And another bombardment here. A little bit better. A little bit better showing here than other days. That's it. All right. No ground combat. No, I mean, no actual, like, deliberate attacks. Let's see if we get any reinforcements on the map. Ooh, the Wichita. Ooh. Yeah. I like that. We're definitely going to take a look at that thing. All right, got some interesting reinforcements on the map this turn. Cool. I want to go look at that Wichita, man. That's cool. Okay, we got another good turn here. A lot of air activity over Taung Gyi and some naval action in the Gilberts or around Nauru. Let's look at the numbers here. So aircraft losses today, not so good for the Japanese. They lost 46 aircraft to the Allies 31. I think the incessant sweeps that the Allies were launching just kind of wore down the Japanese. So here are the losses here. 16 P-40Ks, of which there's tons of those. 15 Tojos, which are very good for the Japanese. A6 M5s are also good. And this is a little surprising. These Sallies and Lilies got chewed up by flak today. Almost seems almost not worth it to send them if that's the kind of losses they're going to take. Because I didn't see any losses on the ground for the Allies that seemed worth the amount of aircraft that were destroyed here. So Allied flak is definitely playing a major role here. So out of those aircraft that were lost, we have 9 MIA pilots, 7 wounded, and 3 KIA. That's not too bad, but 12 total pilots lost for sure. If we take a look at the wounded pilots here, quite a bit of them are in here. They could possibly get sent to the reserve and get a return date somewhere to the reserve. But a lot of these guys are coming back. See, these 1142s are a good thing to see. So let's take a look at the Army loss points. Allies took 3 today. Lost points here. And Japanese 0. Ships sunk. Well, we have 2. This mine layer. Okay, coastal mine layer, I was right. That was definitely sunk, and this Katsuragisan Maru also sunk by those Allied Mahan-class destroyers near Nauru. For the turn, the Allies actually gained some points today. They went up 16 points, bringing the Japanese win ratio down to 1.615. Okay, so I already reviewed the combat report. Nothing in here that we didn't already see. Second, a couple things that stood out to me. 3rd Heavy Artillery Regiment is loaded on an AK moving to Hong Kong. I think this is coming from possibly the Philippines, is my guess. They were probably being used on Bataan, and now he's going to send them up to Hong Kong. Unless I'm misreading that. Maybe they're coming from somewhere else, but that's what it looks like to me. And then he'll try to employ them somewhere in China. Maybe up here. Okay. Next thing I saw in here that was interesting, and we're starting to see this on the map as well. I-169 moving to Eniwetok. And if you look, Eniwetok is here, and it's at the very top of the Marshall Island chain. And we're definitely seeing a lot more Japanese sub-activity in the area, right? We've got 2 here, 1 there near Macon, and a couple operating near Aurora. So it does appear that Wirraway is shifting a lot more submarine forces south to possibly deal with the invasions that DesertWolf is trying to do. Now, I don't know how effective that's going to be because the ASW searches that DesertWolf is launching right now seem to be highly effective. He's spotting a lot of subs and actually attacking them with some regularity. So I don't know if these Japanese subs are going to even be able to operate without being spotted all the time. But the same can't be said about the allied subs, because if we mouse over them, you can see that they basically have no detection. So the allied subs are operating with impunity out here, and the Japanese subs can't seem to get anywhere close to doing any kind of damage. So I'm not sure how that's going to work out. Okay, operations report. I've scrolled through this and looked at it. A couple things stood out to me. We have one new ace here, and we have this guy here, Johnson Yu, number 8. That might be the highest scoring guy on the allied team right now. Let's look at him. Top pilots, right? There is... Oh, no. Johnson Yu is wounded. Okay, so he's the highest scoring ace of the allies have, but he actually got hurt during this last thing in a P40. So let's see if we're going to get him back. Johnson Yu. So here's how we'll look him up. We'll go to pilot replacements and reserve pool. We'll go all. And then we'll search by alphabetical. Johnson Yu. Oh no. Okay, let's see if we're gonna get this guy back. Okay, Johnson Yu, watch this. And again, I'm doing this on my end. DesertWolf may or may not do this. This is just my sample. Whatever I do here does not affect his turns, of course. So let's send him to the reserve. And then we'll see if he gets a return date, because that would be a real shame if he doesn't. Johnson Yu. Oh, okay, cool. So we're going to get this guy back. Assuming DesertWolf does what I do, this guy will return to duty, and he can be put back into a squadron. So, good thing he didn't die. Okay, last thing on the ops report that I want to show you guys was the arrival of these two ships, and these are pretty good. Let's go to Balboa. That's in the Panama Canal. So we got the Wichita and the Columbia. The Columbia is a Cleveland-class light cruiser, and these things are awesome ships. Okay, and then we got the Wichita, which to me has always been one of my favorite heavy cruisers that the Americans got in World War II. It's a one-off design, but it's just, I love the shape of it, and I like it's like a design concept ship, right? They're testing different configurations and things, and I think this is like the real predecessor to the modern, well, World War II modern Baltimore and subsequent Des Moines class heavy cruisers, right? This was the one that really moved them away from the New Orleans and the Northamptons and stuff. This was like the ship that was in between all those, and I think the testing and the layout of this ship helped them move into the Baltimores that would follow. So really cool ship. I'm really excited to see where he moves this out to. I'll be watching these two carefully, and we'll see where they go. Cool. Let's talk about the turn. China was relatively quiet this turn. We saw him do some more bombardment up here in Lanchao. Lanchao is still in the fight. They're basically out of supply. But I want to correct something that I said in a previous video. DesertWolf reminded me that you don't need supply to repair airfield damage or any kind of damage to the base. It's going to get repaired whether you have supply or not. And then from there, I do believe supply will play a role as to if fortifications are able to be built. But this is going to get repaired no matter what. So that's not supply dependent. If we look at the troops here, the disruption is actually not too bad on some of these guys. Even though they had no supply, they're still kind of functioning here. But because of the supply, I do believe that the Japanese will be able to start like really knocking these guys down. I think that if Wirraway does attack here in the next turn or two, he may have some positive results. He's going to take losses, sure, because the terrain is good and there's forts, but these guys are so out of supply, they may just kind of roll over. He's still launching attacks here, Wirraway is, but he's doing very little, if anything, to the troops. He'll never get through here. That's my Write that down in the logbook. He'll never break through at this hex, right? We saw him do a little bit of bombardment down here. Not quite sure what he was trying to do here, but he's probing for weaknesses because he's tired of getting stymied right here. Okay, in Burma, let's talk about Taung Gyi. I think DesertWolf is smelling blood in the water because last turn he lost a lot of aircraft here, but he pointed something out to me in Discord, as I mentioned earlier. There's no way to evacuate damaged aircraft from Taung Gyi right now. The rail line is blocked right here and here, so you can't rail damaged aircraft out like you normally would. Because when you rail them out, you take them out of combat, you can take them down somewhere safe like Mole Mine, right? Well, even that's not that safe. But anything that's damaged here is stuck on the ground, and it can't leave. And now that DesertWolf has completely reduced the cap here down to a point where it's no longer effective. If he were to bomb this base next turn, any aircraft that are damaged on the ground will be destroyed. And we've already seen how effective DesertWolf is at killing Wirraway's aircraft on the ground. I have never seen someone take so many ground losses as Wirraway has in this campaign, and I've only been watching it for a couple months. So keep your eye on this base. I think while DesertWolf took a big hit last turn, this turn he's getting ahead of it, and next turn I think Wirraway's going to pay for his success here. And other than that, I can't see any real change to much of anything at all in this area. It's just more or less a stalemate on the ground, but the air war is all over the place. And it went from being nothing to something crazy, right? Okay, let's take a look over here. Near Nauru, because there was a lot of activity here last turn. So DesertWolf snuck in a couple destroyers this turn. We have basically 4 of the Mahan or Mahan, however you want to pronounce it, destroyers operating up here. This group did fine. They took out I think a AKL, a light cargo ship, and something else. These guys initially had some success against a coastal mine layer. But then these 4 Japanese destroyers showed up and really kind of messed things up. So here's the Cassin right now. It's in no danger of sinking, but it's definitely on our way back to get repaired. It's taken some damage and damaged mounts and such, so it's getting out of here. The Smith, on the other hand, has taken significantly more damage. So while it didn't lose any modules or guns outright, it just has a lot of damage, and this system damage starts to get kind of dangerous when it gets over 50. It starts causing potentially some progressive flooding and things like that. But allied damage control being what it is, if nothing else happens to the ship, it should be able to retreat just fine. But now that the Japanese know that these guys are out here, see, they're detected and there's no hiding it. It's kind of hard to know what's going to happen next with this. So we'll keep an eye on the Smith and the Cassin in following turns to make sure they can retreat. And then we'll see what these guys are up to. Right now they're in this patrol hex, but this is the files right after the replay. So DesertWolf has not put any orders on this. So what you see right now is not what you're going to get next turn. So we'll watch this closely to see what he's going to do with this. I couldn't tell you. And I don't even know if the Japanese are bringing in more ships, what they're going to do with these guys. It's hard to say. So we'll take a quick peek up into the marshals now, because we're firmly into here looking at that. The Allied sub-screen continues to push further north just a little bit at a time. And now they're starting to envelop Mili, which appears to be, to me, the next logical place to go, if not Nauru. They do have a bit of a strong garrison there. There are some aircraft there. I don't know what he's doing with them. They may just be patrol aircraft or something like that. But we do have some detection on there. We also see at Malloy Lap, he's got almost 40 fighters and some bombers. Not sure what Wirraway's plans are with those. He's got ships operating here. He's got these guys moving southeast, which is this direction, which I don't know if he's just going to stop at Ailing Lap Lap or if he's going to head down to Mili. But I wouldn't want to go much past Jaluit because all these aircraft down here might have something to say about that. But at the moment, I don't see any real indication as to where uh, DesertWolf is looking to go next. I don't know. So we'll just have to watch this in the following turns and see what direction he's planning to go. All right, so I guess that's the turn. This one was pretty fun. We had a nice little mix of air combat and some naval combat. And while it was just small ship engagements, I like to watch those a lot because you can really focus on one or two ships and see how many hits they take and what they're dishing out. So I really enjoy this small task force combat, and I hope you guys do too. And I'm sure we're going to see a little more come on here in the next turn as these guys get in or get out and find a new position. So we'll watch these and we'll see what happens. I'll catch you guys on the next one.